Let me change that. Let me change that. Here we are. Ciao Juventini of the world. I hope you are doing well. Today is a special day. We know it. We already did a live this morning with the news, the latest news about Juventus, what the papers were saying about our beloved team. We know it. And I promised you that we would do something special as well today because we have something special on the channel. Not a random fan. It's a fan of the enemy. He's there. Uncle Sharma. Ciao, buddy. How are you doing?
Ciao Giuventini of the world. Thank you, Beppe, for having me on. Privilege once again. I know I came on a few weeks ago as like
Yes.
just a little thing, but this one, is the official entry to your channel.
Yeah, I invited you. It was really absolutely not prepared one day in a live, and I wanted to see the feeling of it. And I know that a lot of people liked you as a person. They don't like your club, as I don't like your club, but I will just put it straight so that people that see you for the first time, they understand what we are doing today and why I invite someone from another team, and especially from Inter on the channel. It makes sense for me. Why? Because I always say, and since the beginning, I don't like Inter as a club, but I have a lot of respect for the humankind, for the people, whoever they are, whatever team they support. This is really important for me to understand the difference between an institution and a person. And one of my best friends, if not my best friend, is an Inter fan. So that's also really important to understand, to put in context. And just to warm it up a bit, it's not their fault if they are supporting the wrong team. Everyone makes wrong decisions one day in their life, but whatever. The only rule I want to put, and I will repeat it a few times because we will have some people that will join meanwhile, is we have respect. Respect is the most important thing, but we will try to be really interactive. So we have Sami who's there. We will we convince him to convert to Juve? That's a really great question. Uncle Sharma, first question, go for it.
No, never. As same as you, I think Inter is the team you hate the most, and Juve is the team that I despise the most. So never.
We have no chance to convert you to make you go to the right side. Like here, this is impossible.
No, switch it.
Okay, this has been put straight. We have our friend. Actually, it's one of my friend Advait who asked me, Giuseppe, can you please Uncle Sharma to come on your channel? He didn't know for sure that we already said that. I believe it's weeks ago. So. Yeah. But he was one of the people that said, Giuseppe, I want to have the voice of the enemy on the channel. Hanin is there, Zach Bella, Isawel Tactico, Michelle, Go 7, Go 25. We have MDL's GR7 is Uncle Sharma channel, an English speaking channel. Can you introduce you a bit about your channel before starting?
Yeah, no, it's an English speaking channel. My original aim was to be, mainly Inter, but covering like Serie A in general. But then, like, this season there's been so many games and so much, things. So I just focus on Inter. Yeah, English speaking, match reactions, match previews, try to do collabs, try to get other, like Beppe is doing with me here. I try to get, people from Fiorentina, from Lazio to come on, talk about, their team before like preview and stuff. But obviously, Beppe is, top quality. One day I'll get to the level of Beppe's quality. But, I'm still starting, still trying to, learn and, have hopefully, get there one day.
I saw your channel because and that's also important that when I started 1 year ago, so it's not that really long ago, but I love to watch YouTube, what other content creators are doing, that it's football or not football, Juve or not Juve related, and that's how I ended actually seeing your channel. And I saw that you were speaking really good. You know what you are talking about. And that's when I said, okay, I will try to find him on Twitter. And I really like that. And that's why you are invited here on the channel, because you are doing really great. So people, if you want to know in advance what Inter is thinking, what their opinion is and so on, go on the channel. You can see it in the description. You just have to click on it. Not now, because now you have to stay on the channel. But after that, you go Uncle Sharma. You just type it in and you will find it, so you can eventually
don't be
subscribe.
mean. Don't be mean. I've seen already some of your fans have come on my channel commenting mean stuff. Be nice, please.
Oh
Be nice.
yeah, that's important. You know that here on this channel sometimes we have some dislikes and we have other fans that are coming. And I always said, be respectful. I am, open to welcome everyone, but only with respect. That's super important. About you, what country? Where are you from? Who are you?
Yeah, so I was born in India. So and I know you have a big Indian following. So
Yes.
shout outs to my brothers and sisters from India that are watching right now. My bhais, my bhaijans. But yeah, so I was born in India, but I moved to Italy when I was one year old or something like that, very young. And then when I was 13, I moved to England. So now I'm living here in Leicester, UK. So yeah, a mixture of England, UK, and India.
Wow. Where in Italy did you live?
Modena.
Hmm.
Yeah, so not too, I guess, like 3 hours from Milan, but yeah, it was a nice place, nice little village. I was the only Indian guy or like brown guy in the whole place. But now
That's
there's a lot
great.
of foreigners as well in Italy, a lot more.
That's so you know what means, because I learned a bit of Nepalese here on the channel. You know what it means, intergu, or
No.
no? They learned me some Nepalese, and intergu is intermerda. I had to say it one time, but now that
You're
has been
happy
said,
now.
are you confident about tonight? I want a honest discussion. I will try to answer honestly. I have some question for you. Then we will go from questions from sorry, from the chat. Super important to involve everyone with your questions. But a few questions to start up. Are you confident tonight for a win, a draw? Do you think you are a bit more pessimistic? What is the state of Inter at the moment? I'm curious.
Well, you know me, man. I'm quite a realistic fan, and this fixture recently, like I can't even gas my team up because we've been awful in this fixture. I think Juve are unbeaten in 7 matches in this one. The last time we beat you was like under Frank de Boer. So it's been so long since we beat you. So I'm not confident, honestly, going into this. And Inter in big matches, and especially Inter under Conte in big matches, are not the best. Even if we go ahead, like I feel like we will go ahead in the game, but I think I haven't got confidence in this team to hold a lead as we saw against Roma, as we saw against in other big matches. So
Mm.
I'm leaning towards a draw, to be honest, and I think that will be it's a better result than we have done in the last 2 matches we played against you. So not too bad if we get a draw, to be honest.
It's a decisive game for both of the teams, I believe. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if Juventus lose tonight, we are far away from Milan. They are playing tomorrow. They are already at 40 points. Just for the recap, let me show if I can share the ranking at the moment. So that's really small. So let's put it a bit bigger. Yeah, like here, because Napoli won 6-0 versus Fiorentina. Crazy. But Milan 40 points, and we have Inter 37, Napoli 34, Roma 34. Both of the teams already played. Roma lost 3-0 yesterday versus, no, 2 days ago versus Lazio in the derby of the capital. And then we have Juventus with 33. Winning today for Juventus means that they are 36, third of the ranking with 1 game to play. That doesn't mean that we will win it or not, because we are playing versus Napoli, but that can give a lot of hope. And I believe if Inter lose today, losing 3 games versus Juve, oh yeah, because it will be the third that you lose. Conte lose versus Juve. After the recent performance, that can be really a dangerous one mentally for the team. On the other hand, if Juventus lose, then we are really far away, and that can be really a dangerous one. And that's why I believe when you are looking around, that a lot of people are saying also draw for most of them, also because Inter Juve is unpredictable. I saw a poll you did on Twitter with Vidal will have a red card for sure, and you were asking the people how he would have a red card. Are you sure about the red card of Vidal?
I'm like 70% sure, 80% sure that he will get a red card, because I just have I'm one of the few Inter fans that try to defend him this year, because I've always really liked Vidal. Even when he was at Juve, I was like, wow, what a player you guys have signed. Does everything, attack, defense, grinta. But since he's come to Inter, he's become, I think that Juve past, people, Inter fans are struggling to look past that his, Juventino past. And obviously he's got that Juve tattoo, as you like to point out to me many times whenever you get the chance. But yeah, he just doesn't seem to have, the mentality sometimes to hold himself back. So I feel like he's going to be dangerous to Inter if he continues performing like he has done this season. And yeah, the number one result in the poll was a 2-foot tackle on Federico Chiesa. So and that's very realistic to me. I think I can see that happening, without going into a tackle with the Chiesa.
Can be. That's a problem with Vidal. We know him really well as well. He played for us a few seasons, I believe four or five seasons. Great player. Even if I think that his time is over as a really starter quality player, but he has a lot of passion. And today, even if I believe that he still have a spot for Juventus in his heart, whatever, because at the end they are all professionals. But he will not contain anything, and I believe he want to show also the Inter fans, because he didn't have a really great season at the moment at Inter. I think he really want to show that he's a valid player, and also that he won't rest. And the problem with Vidal is probably he will do too much, and doing too much can give him a red card. So exactly. I agree that the possibility is there, absolutely. Speaking about professional players, and we will enter in that team, we just heard, and I know that you know about it, that Mandzukic has a big chance, or is really close to sign for Milan. What's your opinion about the players loved by supporters that at a certain moment change team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just modern football. I'm pretty comfortable with it now. Like, when I was younger, I always used to be a bit more, hey man, I was used to be a bit more, attached to the players. But now I find it quite difficult, to get attached to players, because I know at some point they're going to leave, or they will go to, especially with the Inter players, it seems like, a lot of times the Inter players are gone straight, not even taking a break from Inter. They're going from Inter to, Milan, or straight to Juventus. It's just how it is in modern football. And that's my opinion on it. I don't mind it, but obviously it's not the football that we grew up loving.
We will do a lot of questions, guys, and we will do a game later with your questions where you ask one question and both of us will answer. But maybe we can start with that one, and then we continue later, because I had a few questions. But Alberto is asking, Sharma, favorite player?
All time?
Give me two. One of all time and one from the current team.
So all time is easy for me. Is R9 Ronaldo, the original, the real Ronaldo. No, but he was the reason that I fell in love with football. When I was growing up in Italy, when I used to turn on the games, and I used to see this player, I was like, wow, he's like taking on the whole team by himself. And obviously I didn't really understand football back then, so I just used to get attracted to that. But then as I grow up, I watched old videos and clips of him, I just see like, wow, this guy was like completely out of this world. It was a shame about his injuries, which I think the injury thing even elevates him, because people talk about what if he didn't have the injuries, which made him even that mythical creature almost. But yeah, R9 Ronaldo is the all-time favorite for me, and the reason why I support Inter. And right now in the Inter team,
you're speaking about him, right? The one that went to AC Milan, right?
Yes, that one.
To be sure, I was not sure.
As we just discussed, players going, changing teams. It's just like the normality of modern football. Right now in this Inter team, as I said, like I'm struggling to have like a real, standout. But I really like, technical players. So I really like, Brozovic or Stefano Sensi. Those are like my type of players. Sensi is, another injury prone. It's such a shame that guy's legs are made of, glass or crystal. So fragile, that boy. I don't understand how he became a professional footballer. He gets injured in warm up. He gets injured, So if someone is breathing on him, I don't understand what's his issue. Or maybe Conte's training. You guys know Conte's training is
It's
intense. So
hard,
maybe
but to be honest, at Juventus, when we were playing with when we were trained by Conte, at that time we had a really great physical trainer, and we didn't had a lot of injuries. After Conte, we started to have a lot of them. Maybe because they were really tired, and it was time now to be injured. But when Conte was our coach, we didn't had a lot. But he's crazy. Yeah, the trainings that he's doing is crazy. I remember when the first time he arrived at Juventus in the preseason, they went, I don't know what country in US, where it was super warm, and he let them train until they were vomiting, really, but literally vomiting. And he wrote it in his books and so on. He said, that's why I understood that I had a team that was ready to fight for the Scudetto, because they were crazy to follow me. But they did.
Yeah.
We had an important question. What's the hate? Hate is always a big word, but that you dislike the most. Is it the derby with Milan, or is it really Juventus?
No, it's Juventus, easy one. That one is the one that, like, today I woke up, first thing I think about was this match. The Milan one is good, is nice, but it's more like not friendly, I would say, but more calm. It's like more of a, and especially we've been like kind of dominating that derby recently until this season, obviously. So the Juve one is always, that's the one that's always, we're trying to get there, trying to compete with Juve. So the Juve one is definitely, the one that gets me the most.
I agree. For me as well, there is one game that is over every game, and it's Inter Juve, Juve Inter. This is for me the game. Do you have I know we didn't prepare, but do you have an anecdote from the past, or something funny, crazy, dramatic that happened for that game? Or if you think about it, huh?
Yeah, back when I was in university, I remember, because I went to university in here in the UK, in Sheffield, and yeah, like back then Italian football was, I think, maybe 2012, 2013 was like a very low point for Italian football. I think not many people used to watch it, not many famous players, but I had like my whole in uni, like my friends, everyone to watch Inter, because it was a big game, and I was like wanted to watch it. So I was like, I got everyone in my accommodation at university. I was like, come on, let's watch this match. And it was the one, the actual one that we actually managed to win for once in the Juve stadium, the Stramaccioni one. When he brought out the lineup, it was like 3-4-3, Cassano, Palacio behind Milito. I was like, what is this guy doing? He's going like full all-out attack, like it's some FIFA game. And then it turned out to be one of the best Inter performances in this derby. And yeah, a lot of my friends still remember that match, because they had no interest in Italian football then, and now thanks to that match they have a little bit more interest.
I was pissed off with that game because it's the first time that Juventus lost at home. If you are speaking about
Yeah.
that game, huh?
Yeah.
Very first time that we lost. So actually, the first team that beat at Juventus in the Juventus stadium was Inter of Stramaccioni.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, because after that it was a disaster. But it's true. It's true, and I still I still have it in mind. If you want my funny story, I remember we were in second division, and then we went up in 2007. I was at my parents' home with a lot of people, because we were all watching the first Inter Juve again in 2007. So important for us. And we were all in the sofas watching the game. It just started, I believe, like 15, 20 minutes in the game, full of tension, because we were literally like 15, 20 people. And at a certain moment, also in front of the house of my father, there were a lot of cars parked, because we had all family and friends. And it was winter, it was November, full of snow. And at a certain moment, we hear knocking at the door. Nobody was standing up, and I was the most close to the door. So I said, okay, at a certain moment, after like 1 minute waiting, I said, okay, I will check. So I was running to the door. I opened it, and I saw someone I never met before. Was a guy who was really wet, completely wet due to the bad weather. And he said, can you help me, because my car is broken. So he had a car, and he had a problem. and it's really unfortunate because with that weather in the night. And I said, I'm really sorry, I can't help you. And I saw in his eyes how sad it was, because he said, come on, guys. And he looked at all the cars parked and he said, but nobody can help me, even with, how does he call it in English, the thing to put the
The
car
pump.
up, with a pump or something like that. I said, I'm really sorry. So I closed the doors in his face, actually. I
Oh no.
continued to watch the game. And at halftime, I really felt bad, but really bad. So we went all outside to help him, but he already gone. So after all these years, I still feel really
That's
ashamed
it.
of what
That's
I
it.
did. Yeah, I feel ashamed. I know. But so if the person is watching the channel, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
What was the score that match? Was it worth it?
I think, if I'm not wrong, that we did 1-1. I don't remember the score exactly. I have to look it up. But or I believe it was 1-1 that game. Um, I had, yeah. Can you give and then we will speak about this game as well. But your opinion about Inter being knocked out of Champions League?
Yeah. What can I say, man? It's just embarrassing. The third year in a row now. There's only so much I can defend the guys, the team, and Conte. It's not good enough. Yes, it was somehow we got a very difficult group, but it's not an excuse. And it seems like Conte needs to change something with his tactics when it comes to Europe. He tries to do the same thing, which obviously it works in the Serie A, but it doesn't seem clearly. Going back to the Juve days, going back to the Chelsea days, clearly there's something that doesn't translate to the tactics from Serie A to Europe. So something needs to change if he wants to improve his European record. And yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's not like we were expecting to win the Champions League or go far. It wasn't the expectation for Inter, but at least third year finally get through the knockout stage. I think that was the minimum requirement, and obviously helps with the financial situation as well and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
I
not
will tell you
impressed.
the truth. It's crazy, but I was pissed off when Inter was out of the Champions League, at least fourth. I would have prepared them being third, because I always said that Inter being fourth out of every cup, even if, okay, you just won the game in Coppa Italia, but that is where Conte is really dangerous, because he can focus on one game per week. And then I'm scared of Conte managing multiple games a week. I have no problem with that, because he has so many tension and problems, and he's thinking about so many things that sometimes he fails some big games, and then he has to make some choices. But on one competition alone, like he did with Juventus, with Chelsea, with the Italian national team, he's great. He's really great. And so, honestly, now with Milan at 40, you have 37. Juventus that is catching up. We have a really beautiful fight with Napoli, Roma. Let's not forget them. Do you think you have a chance to win it?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last year. We were 1 point behind, but as I said, I don't think that 1 point was real, because obviously you guys you just went into automatic mode towards the end and just kind of coasted through. So definitely we'll be up there. But today, like last year, the Juve match was the match where I judged the team. I was like, we lost the first one, and I was like, no, we're not ready. We're not Scudetto material until we beat you guys. I don't think we are ready. So tonight, that will be my judgment. So if we can beat you guys, then that looks like, or even get a result, at least even if it's 1 point, or depending on the performance. So this is where I will judge Conte, and I will judge the team tonight. And that's where I can give my judgment, because in my prediction, on my channel, I made Serie A prediction, and I put Inter first and Juve second. So let's see. Yeah, tonight will be the moment where we decide whether I was right or wrong.
Mm, I agree. I'm just looking now for the formations, because we had some formation. I want to speak about both teams. Let me try to find it really quickly.
Mm.
So
I watched your video with the El Táctico. It was
yeah.
quite interesting.
Shout out to El Tactico, to Mohamed, because the guy is really, really, really good in analyzing the game. Not only the Juve side, but especially the opponents. It takes a lot of work to do it, to understand what is repetitive, the mistakes, and so on. And no, I learn a lot. And when I'm watching the videos, when I'm assisting, I just enjoy because I do nothing. I just sit and I listen to him. And no,
I
shout
need,
out to him is really great.
I need to find El Tactico for my channel.
The Inter El Tactico. Guys, if
Yeah,
you know some Inter Tactico, let us know. That would be really nice because it's really great. Oh,
yeah.
people are asking, Uncle Sharma, is that your real name?
Yes, Sharma is my surname, and Uncle is just my I don't know, just like a little nickname name that I picked. And my friends sometimes call me as well. But my name is Rahul Sharma.
Rahul Sharma.
Yes.
What about the formation? So Juventus start with Szczesny in the goal, Danilo, Bonucci, Chiellini, with Bernardeschi on the
Ooh,
left. What
Bernardeschi, no Frabotta.
At the moment, that's the provision. So is it correct or not? I don't know, but looks like Bernardeschi is winning some position. So Bernardeschi on the left, and that will be a big one versus your number 2, Hakimi. Then we have Chiesa on the right, Bentancur, Rabiot, and Ramsey that is doing that hybrid position, Morata and Ronaldo. And then we have Inter with Handanovic, Bastoni, De Vrij, Skriniar. Then we have Young. I think that probably, and El Tactico was telling me Conte would be smarter to play Darmian instead of Young. Then Vidal, Brozovic, Barella, Hakimi, Martinez, and Lukaku. Your opinion about your team formation?
Our team, yeah, that's pretty much our starting formation. I would say, you can debate about Vidal, obviously the season, as we said. I think if Stefano Sensi was fully fit, it would be him instead of Vidal. But I prefer Vidal to Gagliardini, even though some Inter fans might be against me. But it just, as a philosophy, I just can't see Roberto Gagliardini in a big game. I think he's like used to be a little bit like the Bernardeschi character of our team, the little bit of a scapegoat. Everyone kind of picks on him.
And he also loved Juventus. I remember him when the Champions League, he went to our stadium to saw a really
it's a good match. It's a good match to watch. What can I say?
It was, yeah. But speaking about that, when you saw him at the Juventus stadium, because he was a new player of Inter since a few months now, and he was there with Spinazzola and another one. They came from Atalanta, and they were watching that game. If I'm not wrong, it was versus Barcelona with the 2 goals of Dybala. How do you react when you see one of your players there? You don't care, or you are pissed off?
No, I don't care about those things, man. You can have your allegiances, but as long as I know that Gagliardini, he's technically very limited, but I know he puts 110% on that pitch. That's one thing I have to give to him. Technically, first touch, very poor. Everything else, very poor. But I know that's why Conte likes him. He puts in the effort. So I don't care what you do outside of the pitch.
I saw Cristiano Ronaldo on the channel. Sometimes he comes on the channel. He was asking, "Are you scared of me?"
No, obviously, he's the best player in the league. So obviously we'll have to keep an eye out for him. But I don't know, against the Inter, he doesn't. The last few matches, even though Juve have played well, he's not been great in the matches against the Inter. But I think he's only scored once against the Inter, and that was like 2 seasons ago. I was at that match actually. I was at the San Siro to watch that match.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I watched that goal I was behind Ronaldo when he scored that one. But then I was also seeing that Nainggolan, he scored that absolute banger, if you remember, like volley first time from outside the box. I think that's the best goal I've ever seen live in a live match. So I will remember that forever, at least. Raja, he wasn't a great signing for us in the end, but I'll remember him for that forever.
No. I will go because we had a question of Nini. I will point it out in a few seconds. First, Air is asking, we are missing a lot of players: Dybala, De Ligt, Cuadrado, Alexandro, because they will not recuperate from COVID. I think Cuadrado is already tested negative, but it was too short to have him. You think it's an advantage for Inter, or you think it doesn't really change because we saw the game versus Milan, versus Sassuolo, the one in Genoa? Your thoughts about the massive injury? I don't know if it's called injury, but the absences of Juventus.
Yeah, I mean that definitely is a positive. It makes me feel more positive about the game, especially Dybala, De Ligt. Dybala against Inter, he always turns into prime Lionel Messi.
Oh, yeah.
Maradona. So I'm happy that Dybala's not playing. De Ligt, obviously, he's one of the few defenders in the Serie A that I think can physically, battle with Lukaku. Like, he's a tank, just like Lukaku. So he's going to be a big miss. And already, he's only, how old is he? 19, and he's already like your leader of your defense. I think even more than Bonucci already.
He's great. He's really no. He's great. He's great. He's a future captain.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Apart from his, tendency to play volleyball, basketball, sometimes, it's he's really good. And Cuadrado, even though I know Cuadrado he seems to be an opinion splitting player for Juve fans. I've watched your video sometime and I see a lot of comments on Cuadrado, but whenever he plays against Inter, another one, he seems to always step up against Inter. So another one, I'm very glad to not be there. And Alexandro, as I said to you when I came on your channel last time, he's one player that I would love in the Inter team, even though he seems to be becoming quite injury prone these last few years. But he's, a proper left wing back, which is something that Inter needs. And yeah, he'll be a big miss as well.
We will do the game of one question for both. So who do we want in each team and so on. We will check with the chat. But Ninip was saying, what are your thoughts on the latest rumor regarding Inter, the sale of the club, the financial situation? And I want to start before going in these ones with the change of logo, because I have a surprise. I have an amazing surprise, and I'm sure you are not even expecting it. But I have a leak of your probably new.
I'm sure I already know which one you're going to show. Go on. I already know which one you're going to show.
But what about the change of logo in March? Do you expect a big transformation or slight readaptation? First out.
Yeah, so I work in my day job. I work in marketing, digital marketing. So it's something that I'm interested in. I think it, we've already, as you can see here, it's quite a, minimalistic, modern logo, I would say. So I don't expect it to be a big change. I think maybe they'll try to simplify, that's the trend nowadays. You try to simplify it more, to make it, more easier to put on, branding, apparel and clothing. So I'm not expecting like a big change. Like, Juve's one was a massive change, but your logo was a thing more, old school, old fashioned. So it had to be a big change, I think. I think our one is already, because we already changed a few years ago, the logo. So I don't think it's going to be too big of a change.
So it's a bit the same as Real Madrid. It looks a bit the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And now, as I promised, I want to show it. It's important.
God's sake.
Look at the logo.
This is not confirmed, guys. This is a joke. This is not the leak. This is not a leak.
Guys, look at the logo of Inter. They are copying again. It's the same. After Marotta, Vidal, Conte, Asamoah, they are copying the logo. No, guys, this is a parody, so it's a joke for sure.
Fake news.
Go, Raul.
Yeah, no. So on the thoughts on Ninib's question, yeah, it's a shame. It's most of the rumors, I think they are true, because the problem is our owners. It's not that they don't have money. Suning made even more money. Like they're billion dollar company. So they're fine. It's not that they're running out of money, but the Chinese, Communist Party, the government of China is putting a lot of restrictions on investment abroad, especially like luxury products. So football is counted as a luxury product. So they literally they're not allowed to invest their money in Inter anymore. So they have to change their plans. Like they had a lot of big plans for Inter, to try to get Inter to, come back to the top of, become a top club again. But they have done some good work in terms of, bringing in the likes of Marotta, changing, the corporate structure, bringing that to the 21st century. But yeah, it looks like unless they get, a shareholder who's, available to bring in that capital straight away. But I think it's going to be, I think they're going to have to go, because unless the Chinese government change their plans, that's it. I think for Suning, it has to be someone else coming in, which is not ideal, obviously. Changing ownership again. This is going to be the third time in 10 years we're going to change ownership. So not great for stability, not great for, trying to come back to the top of Italy and trying to become what we were trying to become. But it is what it is. So we have to hope and see that if someone serious coming in, a serious institution coming in, that not just looking to bring in short term something and try to leave quickly. Someone that will bring in a serious project like Suninga, someone that will try to build a stadium.
Arrival of Suning changed a lot for Inter. You clearly see the young president. For sure, it's not alone; he's supported, but clear ideas of how to. He missed a bit of experience, and that's why I believe that a figure like Marotta was ideal because of experience in Serie A, knowledge. So I believe that that's a good choice, and the fundamentals have been made. So that's really something I like. But I don't like. I don't like for Inter. But in terms of management, I think okay. Now I'm curious because when we are talking about that, and I was also informing myself about why are they paying attention now, and it's because China said a lot of restriction. But then you have this guy, Antonio Conte, who's again crying, and I say crying because yesterday he said Juventus was favorite and they won everything in all these last years. They are really an example of the Serie A, and also this game will show what level we are. And until there, I agree with his word. But then he finished again with, of course, if they continue to buy and to buy and to buy, assuming that we buy and we become even stronger, while Inter is not buying, and putting a bit that pressure on Inter as a club. I'm sorry, but if I look at the 2 last years, that your team changed completely with beautiful signings. He wanted Lukaku. He had Lukaku. You have you have Sanchez. Lautaro Martinez is there. He was confirmed. What is he talking about? What is he crying about?
I mean, you know perfectly well. This is what he does, man. This is one of the many things that is wrong with Antonio Conte when he's your manager. He's always crying like a little baby about things. I mean, he's talking a little bit. There is truth to the things he says, because last year you guys won the Scudetto, and you still brought in Kulusevski, you still brought in Arthur, you still brought in McKennie, Morata, Chiesa. That's a lot of investment straight after winning the Scudetto, but you don't want to hear that from your coach. He sounds like he's the manager of Juve, like somebody is like praising, obviously, they are the example to follow, which is true, but you don't want to hear that before the match. But I guess I heard what Pirlo said. He's like, I know what he's doing. He's trying to put the pressure on us. So, that's what he does best. So I know there's a little bit of truth in what he says, but as you said, like the crying is it gets so frustrating to watch as an Inter fan.
Mo El Tactico, by the way, is asking you a question. By the way, I don't know if you were following or not, Mo, but if you know Inter El Tactico, please put him in contact with Raul. But he's asking, Conte won the league with everyone. Even in Serie B, he won it with Barry and with, I don't remember, with, was it
Chelsea?
Spezia? Yeah, with Chelsea for sure, with everyone except of Inter. Is that something that as he said, is it concerning to you?
No. I wasn't expecting last year in my prediction. I said we would finish third, so I was happy with the second place, and I don't think our team Gagliardini ended up playing most of the season last year. We still had some issues. There was no backup to Lukaku, which we still don't. Yeah, I would just I know it doesn't look right because obviously Conte's pedigree says that he wins a trophy the first season, but that's not the most worrying thing to me. Is the other things off the pitch, like what we just mentioned, the crying and the moaning.
And if we give a look back to the formations, confident about your team? What are the things that you say, okay, that could have been better? Or where do you think the danger will come from Inter? I'm interested of that.
Yeah, I think Mo was quite right when he pointed out that Inter, Brozovic is not the most, I wouldn't say he's world class or he's the best midfielder in the Serie A. But when Brozovic plays well, Inter play well, which
Mm.
is it's we kind of not rely on him, but it's almost like a coincidence that we need Brozovic to have a good game. So there, I would be interested to see whether Rabiot or Bentancur or Ramsey, who goes to press Brozovic if Pirlo puts some pressure on Brozovic. So that would be the key for me. And then Hakimi, I'm very interested to see, is Ramsey going to be tracking back and helping if it is going to be Bernardeschi? And then can Bernardeschi stay with Hakimi 1v1, if we Inter get a counterattack? I know Bernardeschi is a winger himself and he's also pretty quick, but Hakimi is going to...
I don't know if you saw below, but Romeo Agresti, who is really close to Juventus, he just confirmed. We are far away from the game, but apparently that Frabotta will start instead of Bernardeschi, so that can change.
Yeah, so that makes me a bit more confident actually, because I think Frabotta in my match preview I said he's like the weak link of your team. I don't think he's Juve material. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Juve this year because I'm interested in the Pirlo project. And yeah, Frabotta, when I see him, he looks like to me like a Genoa, Bologna type, level player. But it depends if he has an agent like Deschilio, maybe he ends up playing, for top clubs for his whole career. But yeah, if Hakimi can get 1v1 against Frabotta, and Ramsey doesn't track as well as he should, I think that could be a key. Barella likes to drift out to that side as well to form 2v1 or 2v2, and Lukaku likes to drift to that side as well because he's left-footed. He likes to come in with his left foot. So I think that Inter's right hand side and Juve's left will be very important. But then again, Ronaldo likes to drift out to that side as well, and we'll see if Hakimi is going to be... Is he going to be, forced to stay in the 5, become a 5 defender formation, or is he going to stay up? So that will be very, very interesting. And then yeah, for Juve, definitely, Chiesa recently has come. I don't say I don't rate him, but I don't think he's a 50-60 million player in my opinion. Which I know you thought the same, when you guys signed him. But recently he's hit a bit of form. And against the Milan clubs, against AC Milan and Inter, usually plays quite well. So I'm expecting him to cause a bit of trouble. And I'm worried if it is going to be Ashley Young on that side. That's as Mo said, Ashley Young has probably been one of our worst players this season. He's been a bit of a liability defensively. You expected him, with his experience to be good defensively, but actually he's not been very good defensively. And attacking wise, he's 35 years old. He doesn't really offer much. He's got a nice cross, but he doesn't really beat players 1v1 who have the pace anymore. So I'm worried about him versus Chiesa. And Bastoni recently has looked a little bit tired, a little bit leggy. So hopefully he's okay today. So I'm worried on that. I think both those left-hand sides for each team will be interesting.
I was really curious as well. We don't know if this will be the final formation, but Bastoni Young, indeed, I agree. Let's see how Chiesa will come back because he missed the last game. McKennie should be on the bench and enter in second half. Now, if we look at that, we have the question from Fino alla fine. 2 players, current team that you would take from Juve, and then I will do the same with Inter.
Who I said to you last time, it was Alexandro because we need a left wing back. But I'll change the answer because, I'll put it from the team that you have out today. I would Szczesny definitely because we need Handanovic. Unfortunately, he's dusted as a top keeper now. I know there's some good games he has, like Napoli match. He definitely saved us, but more often than not now he's a problem more than a helpful. And yeah, we definitely need a keeper like Szczesny. He's developed in probably him and Donnarumma, I would say, the best keepers in the league. So that would be my guy, Wojciech Szczesny.
And another one?
I think McKennie. I think Conte would love someone like McKennie in his team. I think he reminds me a little bit of Vidal.
Yeah.
That up and down, grinta, a little bit of technical quality as well. Maybe not as much as Vidal, I would say. But he's got I think he would fit into our team quite well.
You don't want Khedira?
We have enough high wages players, man. We don't need the dusted high wages players.
I would take, if I look at your team, I believe I would take. I like Barella. Barella is good. I really like Barella, and probably Bastoni. Why? Because I remember the comment when Conte arrived at Inter, and he was saying, like, we have a really great defense with Skriniar, De Vrij, Barella, and everyone was mocking him because nobody knew, Bastoni, and nobody knew who was Bastoni. But the guy is young, he's good, and if I would dream of a three-man defense with Demiral, De Ligt, and Barella, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Barella, I continue to say Barella, but it's Bastoni for sure.
Bastoni, the stick.
Bastoni. Are you ready for that little game? Let's see if the people are fast enough to answer. So what I want to do, guys, with you is ask us a question. It can be whatever, but with short answers. Like we already did, but it's an example, like favorite player, and then we will give this different answers, but we will try to answer in at the same question. You can ask us for a favorite moment, whatever question with quick answer, and we'll try to give the same answer. So I'm trying to see the first question. In the meanwhile, Yash is saying keep dreaming about McKennie. I hope so. So let's see. Here, people are saying that the real Ronaldo has 5 Ballon d'Or. Yeah. Okay. We already answered, but maybe people joined after that. So favorite current Juve player for me, I really love De Ligt. Really, really, really. Your take?
I like I really like what I've seen of McKennie this season. If it was before, I really used to like Ramsey when he was at Arsenal. But at Juve, I don't know. I'm not really convinced by him at Juve. He seems to have one good match, one okay match. But right now, I would say McKennie's been a nice surprise, like the surprise of the season for me.
If you have to choose between Cuadrado and Hakimi, you start.
Oh, Hakimi, Ashraf Hakimi.
I go for emotions, and Cuadrado was not a player that I really loved a few seasons ago, but last season, this season is really on fire. So I would keep Cuadrado as well. Favorite manager all time?
Mourinho.
For me, it's Marcello Lippi. Favorite Inter jersey? I cannot answer that, but go for it.
I think is the horizontal stripe, third kit that we had in the 97, 98, I believe, the one that Inter won the UEFA Cup with. I think that's my all-time favorite, color, very, retro look, very, I think, objectively speaking, aesthetically very pleasing shirt.
If I have to speak, I'm a Libra, so my astrological sign is Libra. I have really these two. You too? Yeah, it's true. You are born one day after me.
Yeah.
I always forget, but this is a true story. Raul, Uncle Sharma, is born one day after me. It's like Juve and Inter. Inter is always after Juventus. It's we can't lie. It's the truth. It's the truth. But I have, to be serious, I always have difficulties to choose between things that I like. It's really difficult for me. Favorite moment? I believe from your team, or
let's just say the moment that Inter won the Tripleta, the coronation, the Champions League, seeing Zanetti cry tears of joy. I think that was probably best moment.
That's a good question. Your view on Ronaldo, the one that we have, the player of the century. Let's call him like that.
Player of the century, yeah, sure.
It's official, huh?
Yeah. Bought by Jorge Mendes, the award.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I think the thing is, I've always, I think I talked about it with you last time. You are either Messi guy or Ronaldo guy. I know you're a Ronaldo guy. I'm a Messi guy, but there's no denying this guy. He's like Thanos from the Avengers. This guy, he's completed football. He's done everything, and the consistency is just outstanding. Like we'll never see a player like the greatest mentality I think football has ever seen, and we'll never see a player like that again. So only respect to Cristiano, but he's not like my favorite, but there's only respect from my side.
If you have to choose CR7 in your team or Lukaku?
Oh, in our team, I think Lukaku would be. You know, I think in our team, I don't see in a Conte team. I want to see one day if Conte managing like a Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo. But in our team, Lukaku is perfect for us.
If they ask me Lukaku or Morata, again, it's always, emotionally it's Morata for sure.
No,
But
come on.
2 years ago, when we were about to give eventually Dybala to Manchester United to have Lukaku, I think that the plan was to have Ronaldo on the left, Chiesa on the right, and Lukaku as a central point playing in a 4-3-3. I think that could have been really a devastating trio in the front. So at that time, I would have gone for the 4-3-3 with Sarri, with Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Chiesa. At the end, Chiesa came 1 year later because we didn't do the swap. But yeah, even if I know, because I live in Belgium and Lukaku is Belgian, I'm not a big fan, but he's strong. He's really strong. And I believe that will be, without the Ligt, an opportunity to look for Lukaku versus Bonucci. It will be a difficult duel. Difficult one. Do you have other question, guys, for both of us? Pogba or Eriksen?
Oh, this is not even just because of what Eriksen done now. Pogba every day of the week, every day of the year.
Yeah, for me, I think it's well known that when I speak about Pogba, I can't stop. Atalanta, just
Oh, you have Malinowski here.
where do you think they will? Yeah, it's the cousin of Malinowski. Where do you think they will end this season?
Well, in my prediction before the start of the season, I put them third. And I think they will still make the top four. I think people are forgetting a little bit about Atalanta because they had a bad start to the season. But they always take a little bit of time, Atalanta, because they have such a heavy physical way of playing. I think it takes them a little bit of time to get used to it. And then Ilicic is like my favorite player in the Serie A. And he's coming back to like top form. So even without Papu Gomez, I think they will come back for a top four finish. And I love watching Atalanta play. I think they're the best team in Italy to watch.
They are good. They are good. I think they will not win. They will not finish second, but yeah, probably they will finish fourth. But then it's special, because who are, without any order, who finish in the fourth?
Inter, Juve.
It's hard, huh?
Yeah, AC Milan, Atalanta.
Yeah, I believe that in the beginning of the season, I thought Juventus, Inter, Napoli, and Roma. These four. If I have to change it now, yeah, Milan for sure.
Yeah.
Milan, Roma will not go in the top four. Probably Napoli. I believe Atalanta will finish fifth. Because they are still playing the Champions League. It's not like last year where they had the final 8 at the moment. We don't know what will happen. So a lot of games, no Papu Gomez, even if they continue to play. Yeah, but I see them finish really near, but it will be a big fight. Let's see if we have other question. Yeah, guys, Del Piero, Zanetti, I think you already know the answer. I will never say that I prefer Zanetti. And maybe Raul, huh?
No, I like I like these technical players like Del Piero, so I'm not gonna be like oh, he's shit. So I appreciate quality, but for me it has to be Javier El Pupi Zanetti.
What was your that's a nice question. Both reaction on Ronaldo coming to Juve. But for me, it's simple, guys. The first time, and it's true. It's a true story. Where is it? So I had to travel to Madrid that day, and I remember that paper. I have it. That's the original paper. La Juve va in serio por CR7. That's the real original paper. And I remember I had to travel for work to Madrid, and I called my colleague. I said, "Go to there where they sell the papers." I said, "Buy it paper before it's out." So I bought it, and then I took it. So I was super excited. Also because I said it to you last time. I'm not a fanboy, never, from any player except of Del Piero, because I was a kid. I grew up with him in the legend of Del Piero. But I always appreciated a lot Ronaldo, and having him at Juve, it's great in terms of marketing, in terms of presence, and also the new horizon that he's giving to a team. So I was super happy, and I remember that I had to take off from work to follow Sky. I had like 5 screens and the phone and everything to follow, minute by minute. Agnelli going with the helicopter to Greece. It was crazy. I took off at work just to follow every single step. If I would have had the channel, I would have done a 24 hours live without. But what was yours? I think it was not the same excited as me. Yeah.
No, but it was weird. So I was, for me, obviously, no, I'm not as excited as you, but I was like, wow, what a move for Italian football. Like I was like, this is maybe finally Italian football is coming back. That was the one thing that made me think like, okay, finally we're starting to attract these types of players. Yeah, well, obviously, I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it because I thought Ronaldo would stay Real Madrid for not all his career. I thought maybe till like 34, 35, then he'll go to the US to finish his career, like he always said, or something. But yeah, so it was very unexpected, and I didn't believe it because there wasn't big transfers being made at that time, so I was like, I was skeptical. But yeah, credit to the Agnelli family to actually pull that off, man. What a big coup.
I don't know. I have no idea. But why has Inter a snake on the logo? Do you know it? Because I have no idea.
It's just the mascot, club mascot. We call the Biscione. So it's like the club mascot logo. So I don't know. Maybe the new logo might incorporate that once again, because the old logos used to have that in the logo, in the snake. But we'll see.
Your favorite Serie A club outside of Juve, Inter? I think you answered, but maybe I was wrong. You said Atalanta. Is that in general like that, or is just the few?
No, I like to watch Atalanta because they're nice and really good to watch. Very entertaining. It's going to be high scoring match when Atalanta are playing. But I don't like them, because they're from Bergamo, so they're kind of like local rivals to Inter as well.
Yeah.
I like in Serie A, I like Sassuolo because I used to live in Modena. Sassuolo it was like half an hour from where I used to live. So yeah, I would say Sassuolo, and also a nice team to watch.
By the way, Sassuolo Parma 1-1 final result. And Sassuolo scored at the 95th minute with a penalty of Juricic.
Oof.
Opening goal, Kuczka. And then the other game was Crotone Benevento 4-1. That was heavy. Crazy.
Crotone
won 4-1. Yeah.
Wow.
With own goal of Glick. Then Simi Vulic. I'm pissed off because I was about to buy in the Fantasy League Simi, and then I changed my mind. I had to.
I have Junior Messias on mine.
I'm pissed off. So
what about you?
For me, it's difficult to answer actually. Who's my other favorite team in Serie A? Nobody. For me, it's nobody. I have no other. But also in general football, it depends of the seasons because now I don't have a lot of time to watch other teams and so on. But when I do, I like to. It depends. Sometimes I like years ago I liked then Arsenal. Because they had extraordinary players, like I speak really long time ago, Overmars. That was one of my favorite players. I really loved Overmars. But you had so many great players there, Vieira, Henry, and so on. These troop, I really like them. until my best friend said, "Yeah, but then you are supporting the Inter of England." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Yeah, they never win." And then I said, "Okay, yeah,
Wow.
okay, then I will not support them anymore."
We're not that bad.
But Arsenal was a great team. Then I also like Manchester United for the I see Manchester United a bit like Juventus, quite a historical club with
Everyone hates them.
you said.
Everyone hates them.
Yeah, everyone hates them and so on. By the way, I really like, and this is someone like to watch also. It's the United Stand. They are really good in terms of inspiration for channel what they are doing live. I really like what they are doing.
Yeah. I think those guys, them Arsenal Fan TV, I think they were like the first, people
Yeah.
that kind of took this fan channels to the next level.
Oh, that's a good question. We will ask both. I will put my light on meanwhile, but you can start.
Oh shit, that is a difficult question. Nine Scudetto is a lot, 9 Scudetto is
We know,
enough.
we know.
Is enough to make me double think about this question. But I think Tripleta is still, is so historic. Like, only a few teams in Europe have managed to do it. I think I'll still take the Triplete.
I go for the 9, guys. And no, I will even tell you, I go for the 10. I still believe in it. Huh? It will be difficult.
Yeah, no, of course, you guys are still favorites to me. Juve are still favorites for the Scudetto.
It's difficult this year. But you know why it's even more difficult? Because we are in a situation where look at Milan, Chanaloglu and Teo Hernandez COVID positive. Napoli, they won today 6-0, but who is it? Mario Rui, I believe.
Fabian Ruiz.
Yeah. COVID positive. You don't know. Tomorrow you don't know who you will miss, and it can happen before a big game. Look like it was really funny because in the beginning of January, when we were in mini break, Tutto Sport was writing, and the first time for Pirlo to have all his player at his disposal the day after positive tested with Alexandro first and so on and so on. So it's so unpredictable. Then we were lucky, to play really well versus Milan. But then tonight we are missing. We are speaking really easy about it, but we are missing Dybala, De Ligt, Cuadrado, Alexandro, and not only the fact not having them is a problem, but also that the other ones are obliged to play every 3 days, so they cannot even rest. And I think this counts for Juventus, but that counts for every single team.
Yeah,
You also had some COVID positive players, right?
Yeah, not anymore, luckily now. But at the beginning of the season, I remember seeing the stat in like November. I think Inter and Lazio were the most affected teams from the beginning, and we had to play the derby against Milan with the Kolarov at the back. We had no Hakimi, we had Hakimi, but we had a few people out in those first few matches. So we had the worst at the beginning. So now it seems like we're better, and you guys, it seems like you're getting the worst of it now.
What about the summer? 100 million at your disposal. We know that you don't have them because you still can't pay your actual players and transfers. But if you have them, who do you go for?
I felt like we've needed a top class. We've got Barella now, but we've always needed someone next to Barella and Brozovic, someone. So it would be someone like that. If Paul Pogba, if he wants to come over to the black and blue side, under Conte again, the coach who made him, Paul Pogba. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, no, I go for Paul Pogba for sure. But I'm a bit sad because I think there was a bit the opportunity to have him in January already, if Manchester United was not on top of the league. Because now they are really near. They would be stupid. They would be really stupid to put away Paul Pogba now that they have a chance, especially if he's playing with the black and white shirt. He's doing even great performances. So That would be, yeah. It's a pity, and it's the same like Milan, because Milan they are now first. They will go in Champions League, and Donnarumma will sign, because otherwise, I can reassure you, if they would have been fifth, sixth, seventh, he would not have signed extension. He would have probably go to Juventus.
Yeah, I can see him at Juve. I think so. His agent confirmed that Inter and Juve did make some sort of contact, but yeah, I can imagine him being a Juve, being the new Buffon.
Trying to find question that we didn't answer yet.
I also like De Paul. I know he's not a 100 million player, but Rodrigo De Paul, I really like him from Udinese.
He's good, and I know that Conte really loves him, and Juventus as well. But I don't know if it's a great investment future-wise, even if it's not that old. I think it's the same age as Pogba. So if you go for Pogba, you cannot speak about ages. But is he a game changer? I don't know. I don't know yet. But
no, he's not at that level because he plays for Udinese. But I think, sometimes some of these players can get stuck in, lower level clubs. We saw that with Milito, Thiago Motta. It doesn't mean that you're a bad player just because you play for a lower club. Sometimes Udinese won like 35 million, and I don't think anyone is willing to pay that. That's the problem with De Paul.
It's a bit crazy, and now also we are looking for a backup striker, a fourth striker, and they are giving like 25 million for Scamacca. Who is Scamacca? I heard about him like now on the papers, or the other one. I don't know his name anymore. The one from Genoa that we were linked to from Uzbekistan.
Shomorodov.
Yeah, okay, it's nice and cool, but you can't put just 25 million for every player. It's impossible. So I was a bit. That's a good question. Really objectively. As an Inter fan, what's your outside view about referees in Juve matches? What I try to do, and I don't want to go into history, calciopoli, and so on, but what I try to do is I try to be also partial and saying, okay, whatever referee decision they take, at the end, you compensate in a year, because sometimes you have advantages, sometimes not. Also, I remember we were playing one game where it was a scandalous referee thing and blah, blah, blah. But I said as well, we didn't win because of us. And this is the most important thing. I don't remember what game it was. But this season, I saw some really strange things towards Juve in terms of decision. It started to be a lot. What is your opinion? Because you said that you saw a few games of Juve this season.
No, I watched a lot of games of Juve. I think I've only missed a few. I watched a lot of Juve games. Yeah, and it's just the level of refereeing in Italy. It seems to be going down. The addition of VAR somehow is like bringing the level down when it was supposed to be helping the referees. So I can see what you mean. And yeah, there has been in the Milan match, there was a few calls where it was like not really, doesn't seem to be going in your favor and going completely against you. But there was that one tackle from Theo Hernandez as well. It's like, wow, how does he not get a yellow card for that? But in general, I felt like the refereeing has been, maybe I'm coming from like an Inter bubble, but even objectively speaking, it seems like it's always been a little bit, even in all countries, it seems to be favored towards the champion more, which I think is the case when you see in England now it seems to be more tailored towards Liverpool than it was before. So I don't know if it's more of a referee bias, but I always felt like Juve used to get better calls than other teams. But you're right; it seems like this season it looks a little bit different.
A few questions, and then we stop the live that I really appreciated. But you said that you attended one game. I don't know if you attended more or not. But the question is, what's your live game? Your preferred live game that you attended?
Yeah, unfortunately, because I moved from Italy when I was young, so I didn't get to go to games when I was younger. So I'm only going when I fly to Italy now. And I got the Juve match was a nice match, but I wouldn't say it was amazing. There was a live match I watched here in Leicester. it was Arsenal Leicester, and it was the season that Leicester won the title. It was 5-3 to Arsenal. It was such a crazy match, like up and down, English football, just up and down, up and down. Sanchez scored a hat-trick. So yeah, it was a really good match. That was my favorite live match.
I still need to experience the Premier League game. I never did it, and I was traveling a lot to London as well. But it's mostly in the week, from Monday to Friday, and the weekend I'm home. That's one of my dreams, and I hope that COVID go away. So that's something I really need to do.
Come to Leicester. We'll go together.
Yeah, but Leicester is a bit further away than London. So
okay, I'll come to London then.
I need to find a way to go then to Leicester, but
Leicester is really easy, but it's only like a 1-hour train to London. But yeah.
So that's something I really would love to do when that situation is gone. My favorite game, I saw a few, but I believe it's the first game I saw in the Juventus stadium. It was Juve Milan in 2011 with the 2 late goals of Marchisio. But everything was perfect that weekend. It was my 30th birthday. My family, after the weekend, because I went with my father, with my brothers, and we were a lot, they were also saying that everything that I spent, ticket and travel and everything, they paid it for me for my 30th birthday. So perfect, but the game as well, because you travel, you go, you discover the city, and then you see that you are doing a 0-0 in a new stadium. We played amazingly well, but at 0-0, you go back home, you miss something. And then 89th minute and 92nd minute, 2 goals of Marchisio. It was crazy game. I want to say happy birthday to Jason, who's saying, if you could take one player from Inter, who would you take? And Sharma, if you would take one, we answered that question, and I agree with you. It's Barella for me. I said Barella and Bastoni, and Raul said McKennie and Kedira.
Yeah, in your dreams. Szczesny.
No, but I wanted to say a happy birthday also to Jason, who's celebrating today. Okay, guys, I had a really nice 1 hour 12. Do you have some questions for me, Raul, or for the chat or whatever? If you want to round up or something to say, or maybe a prediction. I never do a prediction about Juve in terms of scores, but if you want to close up, go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a nice, entertaining match. I think it's going to be a little bit, boring at the beginning, and then it'll open up. I think Inter will take the lead, but as I said, I think you guys will come back with the quality. And thank you for having me on, man. Very much appreciated. You were the one that, as you said, you messaged me on Twitter a few months ago and you found my channel. So I appreciate that. Your channel since then. I can't remember what you were on back then. Back then you had like maybe 1 or 2K subscribers back then. So you were like, in my level, but then you just shot up, which is perfectly deserved. So you deserve all the good things coming to you. And congrats on the Twitch competition as well, man. Very well deserved.
Fantastic. This is really fantastic. It's a dream. We talked about it a bit this morning. Next step will be revealed soon. But anyway, about the Twitch channel, you will people in the channels also about the Juventus Twitch channel. There will be a lot of surprises with a mix between Italian content, English content. So it's not only English content. Yesterday they were showing the esport. There was Juventus Galatasaray for a PES game. Was really nice as well. So there will be a lot of things there. So I really recommend all the people to follow our Twitch channel. They are about to hit 10K, but I'm sure in a few weeks, months, it will boom. But it was a really nice experience. Hopefully, and I think that all the teams will go for that as well. Creating channels on Twitch where you have a big interaction with fans. So Milan has one, but it's entirely in Italian at the moment. Inter, I don't think so.
No, I don't think I've seen one.
No. But thank you. It was really a pleasure to have you, because we said it a long time ago. Again, for the people who wants to support Raul on his channel, Uncle Sharma, I subscribed long time ago, because again, even if I don't like the club Inter, wait, let me change what I was about to go out of battery, so I had to took my microphone off. But even if I don't like the club Inter, I really love people that are working hard, putting passion, knows what they're talking about, and are also open for discussion and nice banter, because this is actually football. You know, a lot of people are saying, yes, but why do you have a T-shirt with Inter Merda and thing like that? It's nice banter, it's laughing, and this is also for me the beauty of football. As long as people are laughing, as long as it's respectful, and that you accept, and that it's mutual. So don't forget, if you want to support, go support him, and at least we are spying what they are doing, so that we can always win. Before ending, we had a question from my great friend Aziz John, who's saying namaste. Can you tell him, Cristiano boo? I want to send video message to Cristiano Ronaldo. We won't bring strong Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the same Merda fan from the past. It's the same Inter fan from the last time, from the live, as is John. Indeed, he's the same one. And I will speak to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I will tell him, absolutely. But the problem is, I will try to. I don't believe he will ever answer me. But we can try. We can try. Absolutely. No. Today I'm still hesitating. And for the people still in live, I still hesitate if I will do a watch along, or as usual, halftime and post live. But I think I will go for watch along. I'm still hesitating.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I just want to watch the match today. Like sometimes I do watch alongs for like big matches, but in this match I'm too much nervous energy. I'm just gonna, in my room watch it.
I never did watch alongs, and I was actually against it for myself, because I am normally, before COVID, I was always watching with my family. I always went to the parents' house, and we watched there with we were six, always to watch the game. And now I had to, to be a bit more. Yeah, we are obliged to stay at home, so I watch alone. And I always said, I need to be 100% focused on the game, and talking is a bit difficult. But I did it for the Sassuolo game, not Sassuolo, the Genoa game in Coppa Italia. It was really, really fun with the people, the interaction, speaking about the game. So I'm still hesitating, but wait, because I understood bad. I said Uncle Sharma to say Cristiano boo. If you want to, you can.
As in like boo, as in like boo. Like
I don't know.
Cristiano boo. Or maybe he wants me to say this. Sue.
Thank you, Raul. Okay, so great. Liverpool, Manchester United is playing now. Maybe we'll watch a bit. Thank you. It was really a pleasure. I hope that one day I can come on your channel. That would be really nice, so that we can have a talk, maybe for the return game.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but
I'll get you on for that.
thank you. But thank you for all the people in the chat, because you were really nice, with nice question, respectful. I really, really, really love that. That was really, really nice. I love the participation of you. I tried also to answer as much question as possible from the chat, but it was nice to have a respectful community. Really, thank you, guys. As always, I will close with Forza Juve. Ciao, guys.
Forza Inter.
Forza Juve.